Welcome to Woodbridge, the best town around. My name is John McCormick. I'm the mayor of this great town, and we're here tonight for some very special proclamations for some of our high school kids who did a good deed last week. And I'm going to call up Council President Nancy Drum, who spearheaded the soccer shoot in coordination with the Woodbridge Elks over at Woodbridge High School to raise funds. First, let me introduce the people from the council. Third Ward Councilman Corey Spiller, Councilwoman at Large Lisbeth DeJesus, and of course Nancy Drum, our Council President. We also have in the audience our Deputy Superintendent of Schools, John Bader, our Principal of Woodbridge High School, Glenn Lotman, the Exalted Ruler of the Woodbridge Elks, Anthony Gigenti, and past State Exalted Ruler Francis DeCivas from the Elks. Oh, he doesn't count. He's with us. No, I thought it was somebody coming in. It's okay, it's nobody. Just Casey. All right, now I'll turn it over to Nancy since she ran this whole thing, and she'll mention everything and talk about the whole thing.
Thanks, Mayor. I joined the Elks a couple years ago, and I had heard that they do a soccer shoot, which is free and fun for the families in our community and the soccer players. And I couldn't believe that we had never done it. So my daughter played soccer in Woodbridge Township from 4 years old all the way through high school. The reason why she went to Woodbridge High School was so that she could play for Principal Lotman. But unfortunately, Principal Lotman got promoted, and he wasn't able to coach. So she went all through 4 years of high school at Woodbridge playing soccer. So I felt it was my duty, and actually it would be fun to be able to start the annual Elk soccer shoot. And Woodbridge High School had been wonderful the second year in a row. They're extremely supportive. They helped us out with the facility, the dates. We decided to do it under the lights this year, and it was a lot more successful because last year we did it on Saturday and the kids were playing soccer, so we didn't get many participants. So this year we had, I believe, 95 shooters, kickers that came out, and would not have been able to do it without the help of the high school soccer players and students at Woodbridge High School who came out and volunteered. I bribed them with Chick-fil-A sandwiches and beverages because we have a wonderful relationship with Chick-fil-A over at St. George's Crossing, and I asked them to feed the kids that were helping me, and they said, of course, absolutely. So I want to thank Chick-fil-A as well. I wanted to also bring up Anthony Gigenti from the Elks, and Francis, if you want to say a few words about the Elks in general. The reason why I joined the Elks, because they they're such community advocates, and they do wonderful things for our community, the youth in our community. They have opportunities as far as scholarships go, and it's very important to give back to these organizations in our town that are not-for-profits, and they are doing everything that they can to support the youth in our community. So I just wonder if you could say a few words and thank the kids for all their help.
Thank you, Councilwoman. First of all, it's a pleasure to be here, but I just want to thank the students who helped us participate in the soccer shoot. This soccer shoot started here in New Jersey and is now a nationwide program as part of the Grand Lodge programs of the United States. Woodbridge is very fortunate because we've had several elected officials as members of our order dating back to the first Exalted Ruler, Joe Summers, who was the first ward councilman here, former Mayor Freddie Adams, former Mayor Jack Cassidy, and so on. And of course, our elected officials today are members of the order, which we're very happy about. I'm happy to tell you today that the New Jersey Elks Association, in cooperation with the Grand Lodge, or the national organization, are going to fund $4.2 million for youth scholarships. So I'd encourage you to go to our Elks website, elks.org, and pull down the application for scholarship and fill it out and see what you can do to get one of those scholarships. I can tell you the top prize is $40,000 a year for 4 years. So thank you for what you've done, and thank you, Mayor and Council, for your cooperation and your efforts on our behalf. Thank you very much.
My nickname for Anthony, he's the Exalted Ruler in the Woodbridge Elks, is radio voice. So we always, when there's an opportunity, I always give him the microphone, and he was there. I don't know if you students recall, but he was there the night of the soccer shoot, and he did all the announcing. So I just want to say thank you and say a few words.
Good evening, one and all. Nice to see you. I want to thank everyone who came out that Friday evening to help make this such a success. 95 kids, that's an awful lot of children that were involved in this, and thank you to all of you who helped us put this together. It was a labor of love, and we were always there to support the kids, and especially Woodbridge High School. It was a great evening, lots of great memories. And I appreciate all of the assistance, and as past State President Sebas had mentioned, we do support the Woodbridge High School with scholarships, and we're there for you. So thanks to Town Hall, the mayor, the council, and everybody involved, and we'll see you around. Thanks.
The age range from 6 years old to 13 years old, and what happens is there's a first, second, and third place winner in each category. The boys compete separately than the girls, and the first place winners of each category are going to districts. So after you win locally, you go to districts, which is in Piscataway, which is November 4th, and then whoever wins from there goes to the states. So it's a big deal, and it's a lot of fun, and I hope to bring more awareness to the soccer community. Mike Gibb from Woodbridge Township Youth Soccer has been amazing support for me last year and this year as well, so I want to say thank you to him as well, and couldn't do it without the great administration over at Woodbridge High School and the students. Thank you. Stephen Scrose. Nigel Fowler.
Good job.
Thank you. Alejandro Medina. Thank you so much. Austin Sanchez. Kevin Gonzalez. Thank you. Sul Ibrahim. Melvin Gutierrez Alvarado. Matthew Bader. Sean Estoke. Ethan Baracuero. Christoph, Jacob Pilpa, thanks Jacob, Zachary Zavalli, Hector Lopez, thank you Hector. The girls aren't here because I think they're just finishing up a game in Elizabeth. So we'll announce their names and we'll just hold them. Maybe the soccer parent could take them back. Sarah Nunez, Brianna Pacheco, Andrani Gilzian, Jessica Carvalho, Gabriela D'Amelio, Nicole Corrali, Jackie Lucante, Ikmat Ibrahim, Jennifer Altman, Olivia Pinkowitz, Maya Pinkowitz, Hunter Alvarez, Anthony LaPenta, Brandon Jarrett, Brianna, you're not on the soccer, but you were amazing help to me that day. She stood with the littlest group and just played games with them and kept them occupied because it took them one soccer shooter at 5 years old took them a really long time to do their challenge. So I appreciate it so much for all your help. Brianna De Jesus. Nicholas Tom, Michael Jago, and Angel is in the audience, Lisbeth's husband. He was a lifesaver. I couldn't have done it without you. We have a winner in the audience, Brittany Bader. She competed and took second place. So I just wanted to do a shout out to her. Thank you very much. Please extend my thank you to the girls. I'll see them, I hope to see them in school, and we'll give them their certificates, and thank you so much. Okay?
We're also joined by Councilman Large Greg Ficara and Second Ward Councilman Rick Delina. And young Bader, I'm just glad you take after your mom athletically and not your dad. And I do want to mention that, Glenn Lahman's here, the principal. There's never been a time, I think, in the last several years since he's been principal, that we've done something for Woodbridge High School kids where either he or one of his 2 vice principals have not been in attendance. It's never happened. Never happened. There could be one kid here getting a poetry award, and Glenn or one of his 2 vice principals is here. So I think that says a lot about Woodbridge High School. If you don't mind, we'll give you these, and you can hand them out in school.
Thank you. Thanks again.
Group shot.
Please rise. Pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence for our men and women in the military who protect our freedoms every day. Please be seated.
The notice requirements of the open public meeting law have been satisfied concerning this meeting in the Homebush Tribune, and the Star-Ledger published a notice on December 18, 2015. It's also posted on the municipal bulletin board, and it should be noted in the minutes of this meeting. Councilman Anderson. Councilwoman De Jesus.
Here.
Councilman Ficara.
Here.
Councilman Patel.
Here.
Councilwoman Meehan.
Here.
Councilman Small. Councilman Spiller.
Here.
Vice President Delina.
Here.
And President Drum.
Here.
I get a motion to approve the minutes that were prepared for October 4th, October 18th, and October 24th.
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Beginning with second reading ordinances, starting with letter A, a bond ordinance to authorize the undertaking of the design phase of a community facility in the sum of $1 million. Can I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be open?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letter A only. To the microphone.
Good evening, Council President George Bob of Oakland. On this thing, this is great. It's going to be another community center, and it's going to work in conjunction with the existing community center we have now.
It's not a community. It's a community facility, but I'm going to ask Mr. Landolfi to speak to that.
Well, I think the answer is yes.
So we're going to use the resources of the main community center to augment this one here.
I didn't say that.
It's a separate facility, just so that you know.
I think the question was, would it coexist in an appropriate manner? The answer is yes.
Asking, like, can
He said
anybody-
yes. But Mr. Landolfi said yes.
Okay, so yeah, so anybody else can walk in off the street and use the facility and stuff like that, or it's just going to be, it's going to be for everybody, right?
Yeah,
There-
community
yeah.
purpose, that's correct.
Yeah.
Community purposes.
How big of a structure is it going to be, or is it just a preliminary design stage?
Well, this is to authorize the undertaking of the design phases of the facility.
So no plans exist yet of the proposed building?
Yeah, it's an existing structure, so the answer is yes, yeah.
Okay, let's see what it does. But we'll be using the resources of the main community center to run it.
Well, yeah.
Do we
the answer is
anticipate
yes.
hiring any more personnel, or will we spread the personnel between the two sites?
I'm not quite sure there's an answer to that yet, but
All right, it's kind of
we'll let you
early.
know.
To be continued. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other comments from the public?
Yes, good evening, Tom Maris. Just following up, I'm sorry I wasn't able to get one of the handouts about the ordinances, so I'm just following up on what that gentleman just said. My question is, have we bought this property? Are we going to buy this property? If so, whose property is it? And at what price are we going to buy it? Is that the old VFW?
Not to the best of my knowledge. Mayor, would you like to comment?
No, it's the St. Cecilia School site. We're currently in negotiations to lease the property.
Okay, you're saying lease for how long and how much?
It's in negotiations.
It's in negotiations, Mayor.
Has anybody done an appraisal on that? And if so, did the town council approve that appraisal?
We've followed all rules, Mr. Maris, as we always do. When the time comes for the lease, it'll be all spelled out how much we're paying and what the terms are, but it's all currently under negotiations.
Okay, so it's not open to over at this point in time, is that what you're saying?
Not if it's in negotiations, as you know.
Yes, I did. Thank you very much for confirming that.
Any other comments from the public on letter A?
John, just two things. Mayor said St. Cecilia property is St. Cecilia school.
That's what he said.
He said property is a school.
He said St. Cecilia's, that's what he said. That's my knowledge.
School.
School, okay. Second part of the question. It's going to be under the recreation, we got a Woodbridge recreation.
It's going to be a community facility and perhaps other uses, and any use that we have will be under the recreation department.
Same one we got a recreation department now.
The same recreation department we have had since the town was formed.
Same management and everything else.
Say that again?
Same
Same
management.
management, he's asking.
Yeah, there'll be separate people maybe assigned to this building, but the same people who run the recreation department will run this facility, yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other comments from the public? Can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the order be adopted, and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion. Second.
Any other comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Under the second reading ordinances, we're going to take letters B, C, and D as consent. They're all dealing with Chapter 7 regarding traffic, and this is regarding Brook Street in the Woodbridge proper section. So letter B, C, and D. Can I get a motion that the ordinance be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be open?
Motion.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open for letters B, C, and D. B, C, and D only. Seeing no comment from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Letter E is also a second reading tonight. Can I get a motion to open this up on second and third reading? Public hearing on the right-of-way of Bayview Avenue to be extinguished.
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Letter E is now open to the public. Seeing no comment from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted, and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Letters F and G are both first reading ordinances. Can I get a motion that both of these ordinances be passed on first reading, published in the Home News Tribune on November 4th, 2016, with notice of public hearing to be held on November 22nd, 2016 at 7 p.m.?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. You have 16 resolutions listed before you tonight. Can I get a motion to approve all 16 by consent?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council?
Aye.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Madam President.
We'll now move to the public portion of our meeting. If you'd like to speak one at a time, if you could please go to the microphone, state your name and where you live, one at a time, and you'll have 5 minutes to comment.
Good, Council President Tom Maris, Board of New Jersey. At the last meeting, our Director of Police spoke about why this community is not in favor of cameras being on our police. And I would say I actually back him up on that. I've done a lot of studying on that, and it can be very, very misleading. Unfortunately, it can be. Depending on one's point of view in the scene, particularly on a film, it can either show, however, and forgive the lawyers, or forgive me for saying this to the lawyers, however they want to argue that the film can show however you want to make that argument. But that said, our police do a great job, and they do have cameras in their cars, and I know as one of our distinguished councilmen also found out, they can quite record everything that goes on, and they make a stop. And it's kind of a back, and you still don't get all of it, but you get enough of it to understand that our police are doing their jobs. If they're not, I will trust our police department to go after them. This is not Edison, has a lot of problems with their internal affairs. I don't think that exists here, and I hope it never does. My second comment is, the problems that are going on, and I was actually there, I saw that myself, and I in fact photographed it, over in, if you will, the Seabourn, Port Reading area, with that sewage leak, because Cartwright's pumping their stuff through. And there was a horrific stint, even to this day. I think Mr. Vacker talked about that last time. I saw spillage on the road. I don't know if they've really gone back and tested that soil, but there are children in that area, and I hope the DEP is coming in on this very, very heavily. I'm not faulting anybody, but it is a very large problem, and it does stink. I was just there the other day. It was not as horrific as it has been, but it's still there. And to think that that's in an area where our kids are going to school, totally unacceptable. I would think with today's technology, they could put covering over that and vent some way away from that. And I hope they will do that. Thank you.
Any other comments from the public?
Thank you. Just want to follow up, John Buttigieg. I just want to follow up on the Simpson Cedar School. And last time I heard, there was a school board meeting, and there was talk about it, full-time kindergarten for Woodbridge. There was in the works, see if we can afford it, we cannot afford it. But that was considered to be a school in case we decide that we can afford the kindergarten, to have the kindergarten at the school. Does that mean that we're not going to have a full-time kindergarten at all, or what's the other place?
What's your question, Mr. Buttigieg? Is there going to be a full-time?
The school board is talking about a full-time kindergarten. So the question is, they want to see if they can afford it. And they will talk about St. Cecilia will be the site.
Okay.
St. Cecilia School.
So what's the question?
My question is, if we buy for a recreational facility, that means the kindergarten is not going to be, not going to go through it. Does anybody know about it?
St. Cecilia's ultimately used most of the time.
I'm going to ask the mayor to answer that.
Well, I shouldn't let the school board speak for themselves, but it's no secret that they're looking at full-day kindergarten. It's no secret that we fully support that. There's probably 1,000 kids in the kindergarten, and right now it's only half-day, so parents are not inconvenienced by the fact that they have to pick the kids up and drop the kids off all during the day, and it interferes with their work schedule. And I think it's the one thing that we need. When I say we're the best town around, I truly believe the one thing we're missing to make us absolutely the best town around is full-day kindergarten, because a lot of people, a lot of towns around us have it. Some people think the private sector can do it. That's an utterly ridiculous statement. There's not enough daycare centers in town. They don't have enough room. They're very busy with enough kids between 6 months and 5 years. Some have kindergarten. They've got waiting lists for people between 0 and 5. There's simply not enough room in the private sector daycare centers to even imagine them handling our full-day kindergarten, just preposterous. So we support the school district. We'll put our resources toward that as much as we need to make sure it happens, just like we help them with their fields, just like we do for $6 million now, what they used to spend $8 million for 6 years ago on the custodian contract. 8 years ago, they spent $6 million. It's $8 million. We still spend $6 million. They're still $2 million cheaper 6 years later than what it was 6 years ago. So we will continue to work with this school district to make sure that they have what they need, because the bottom line is we're all the same constituents, we're all the same citizens, we're all the same residents, we're all the same taxpayers. It doesn't matter who pays for what, as long as we do the right thing for our residents.
Thank you very much. If they decide to put a full-time kindergarten, and St. Cecilia School is out of picture, where are you going to put it?
Why would you take it out of the picture? We're leasing it.
for your leasing, but I'm talking about recreation, recreation.
It's going to have a recreation use, that's part of it.
School is recreation use.
No, school's not a recreation use. Recreation is a community use. The school's a whole separate use.
Well, I understand, but
No, you don't.
full-time kindergarten is a school.
No one said it's going to be full-time kindergarten in that school. No one said that.
What they would consider school, if they cannot put it in school, where do you have a place, where to the school to put a full-time kindergarten?
The school district's working on a plan with us. When we have a plan, we'll share it with you. But no one said St. Cecilia's is going to be a full-day kindergarten.
That's one of the things. But where do we have our facilities for such a?
You'll find out when the school's ready to announce their plan. We're still working with them on it.
Well, it may take years.
No, it's not going to take years. It's going to take months.
Show me, tell me.
I'm not telling you anything.
Where do you have a?
We don't have the plans final. We're not talking with you about the plans until they're final.
Are there any other comments from the public?
Good evening, Council President George Boakwan. Number 9 tonight on the agreement on the agenda, Keenan Associates for Seymour Grove Park improvements, amount not to exceed $32,950. What's that for?
We hired T&M Associates, which are an engineering firm, to go ahead out there and investigate and do an investigation on the current situation right now, since it's in a flooded area and they hadn't looked at it since the Sandy. They're going to come out and take a look at it and investigate and let us know what their findings are in an effort to improve the area.
Yeah, so it's good. Okay, that's good. And great job by the Parks, by Mr. Henry over there getting that area picnic table or whatever. You have to stake it down because people are playing chess with it, moving it all around the park over there. And, you know, the future ones too, I think you should stake them down because some kids might take it and put it in the middle of Route 35 and, you know, we don't want that to happen on that. And let's see what else. And last week, or 2 weeks ago, last meeting, Police Director Hubner cited that, why do I ask about the body-worn cams all the time and why they're not in use in the township. The reason I stated that that Indian incident over at the school would be a prime example of why we do need the body-worn cams. He cited that they are high cost, the victim's rights, the maintenance, and operational costs of the body-worn cams. Plus how to protect the people's rights on the video by blurring out their faces. His statements do have merit. Okay, they do have merit. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. It's not a perfect system yet. But what I'm saying is that when tech exists for the police and everybody to surveil and harass the public for the township benefit, you go whole hog on its acquisition and implementation. But when the tech is there to allow the public and the courts to view the procedures used by city, government, police and the department, and workers, well, it's a wait-and-see attitude. Okay, we're going to do some more studies on it. Okay, we have to study it. Now, the Department of Justice is hemorrhaging money with these police body-worn cam programs through fiscal year 2018. Okay, and I can send you the information on it. And this township is, you know, you have all this pilot money around too. Okay, why not dedicate some of that to run the program? You want me to get the ball rolling? I mean, I'll go get the forms for you, get the Department of Justice over here. It's not perfect. I mean, the citizens should have input in on this too, along with the administration, police departments, and everybody, the city government. Okay, it's a all-in deal. So, you know, I just really want to find out why the mayor is so shy on this public safety matter. And
Mr. Travanka, excuse me. The reason why our police director, Bob Hubner, gave an explanation at the last meeting, the reason why he did was to speak to you, because every meeting you bring it up. So
I appreciate it, yeah.
Okay, so he gave an overview of his experience and his knowledge and what he knows and doesn't, what he knows about the body cams, to give you an insight and to give the public an insight on where we're coming from Woodbridge Township with regard to body cams.
It's a changing technology, Council President, and incidents do happen. It's not a perfect world for both a person on the street, police officer, a member of the administration, stuff like that, of public work. Okay, it's not perfect. Okay.
You certainly have a right to your opinion. We have a police department that is led by Director Hubner, and he's in charge.
Okay, to be continued. Thank you.
Any other comments from the public? Can I get a motion that the public portion of this meeting be closed?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
We'll now go into the agenda portion of the meeting. I'll start with number 4. We will be having a holiday stroll on November 26th in collaboration with the Small Business Saturday with the Township Recreation Department. It starts at 4 o'clock and will run till 7. There will be doing a little bit later this year, and we'll have our music, game trucks, pictures with Santa, a horse and carriage rides. And prior to that, there will be a musical interactive stage production over at the Woodbridge Middle School at 2 o'clock, put on by Shane McLaughlin from the European School of Dance. It will be called This Ain't No Oz. So we're looking forward to that. That's Saturday, November 26th at the Woodbridge Middle School Theater on Barron Avenue in Woodbridge. There's free admission. The doors open at 2 and the show begins at 2:30 following our downtown holiday stroll at 4 o'clock on Main Street in Woodbridge. Moving down to the animal shelter, number 10. I wanted to thank everyone who supported the animal shelter. Had this past weekend a open house, and there were a lot of people there walking through, taking advantage and looking at what's up for adoption, so we appreciate your support. I wanted to thank administration for the resolution that was passed this evening for 11 on my agenda, the dog park. We're looking forward to hearing back from T&M Associates and seeing what we can do at the dog park in Seawarren. And I wanted to announce that the Pace Bazaar is on November 3rd at Matthew Jago School, number 28. If you need more details, you can email pacepobazar@gmail.com. And the Chamber of Commerce is having a holiday luncheon at the Renaissance on Monday, December 5th. They'll do installation of the Chamber Board officers. There'll be entertainment from the Woodbridge High School. They'll be singing the chorus and jazz dancers under the direction of Beth Amory. And that's all I have. Councilman Delina?
Thank you, Council President. I'm going to go right down to item number 11 on my agenda. It's not too far away. December 3rd will be the holiday treasure hunt in Fords. It's a Saturday, December 3rd from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. It's free for all to attend, and it will be rain or shine. You can bring the family to the treasure hunt down on New Brunswick Avenue, and it's from Sipperstein's to Dunkin' Donuts on New Brunswick Avenue. Stroll through various vendors and meet Ford's business owners. Enjoy some tasty snacks and local entertainment. Photos will be taken with Santa. There will also be free grand prize drawings. The event, you could end your adventure at 6 p.m. with the first Ford's tree lighting at 440 New Brunswick Avenue next to Villa Borghese, and that's Tri-County Construction. That's where the tree lighting will take place. And the trees will be provided by the Fortunoff store on Route 1 in Woodbridge, and also Royal Albert's Palace. The event is sponsored by all the members of Ford's business community, which happens to be already up to 30 members and growing. So please remember the date. I'll be announcing it one more time, obviously at the next meeting, Saturday, December 3rd, for the first annual holiday treasure hunt on New Brunswick Avenue in Fords with the tree lighting. For more info, you can call 732-738-6022. And also, they're also always looking for more members to join up. So if you're in Fords, Hope Lawn, or Caseby, and you would like to join the Fords business community, give that phone number a call. And just one more thing, and it's not on my agenda. I know the mayor's office has been working on this, but it doesn't seem to be getting, any momentum going. The 2 traffic lights over by Our Lady of Peace Church, the road was dug up by the county several months ago, and they dug up the sensors underneath the ground, so the timing is really messed up on it. It's where New Brunswick Avenue meets King George Road, and where Ford Avenue by Our Lady of Peace Church meets Amboy Avenue. I know Casey was working on it, and I've reached out to the county myself, but I don't know, there's a lot of red tape involved with this, and it's a basic, easy solution that all they have to do is put cameras up on top of the lights, the sensor cameras on top of the lights, because the ones on the ground are now destroyed. So I don't know who to reach out to, or if we could try to move on this. It's been several months now, and it does mess up traffic flow on New Brunswick Avenue and King George Road, especially during rush hour. So, and like I said, I've reached out to the county, and the state has to get involved. I don't know where to go with this, but whatever we could do is greatly appreciated for that.
I'll reach out myself tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. And that's all I have.
Councilman Ficarra?
Thank you, Council President. First, on behalf of Councilman Anderson, who has the Woodbridge Township Hall of Fame on his agenda, our banquet and induction ceremony was this Sunday over at the Woodbridge Community Center. It was a wonderful event attended by 300-plus people. We inducted a great class of 27 individuals and 3 teams of distinction that brought great pride to our town. They talked about how wonderful things were growing up here, and they admired our community center. It was just a uplifting event. Everything from, besides athletic successes, veterans from Vietnam, professional athletes, Denver Broncos, Kyle Johnson from Woodbridge High School, Dagmara Wozniak, Olympic bronze medal in fencing, national records in high school for field events and track. It was absolutely incredible. You'll have an opportunity to see it all on TV 35. We captured it all thanks to Samantha. So it was just a wonderful event. And I spoke to Mr. Haggerty, Mayor McCormick, possibly in the future we could honor the committee for pulling that off, because it was quite an event. So Director Semaluka did an outstanding job pulling it together as far as facilities. There's so many people to thank, but it was just an incredible event. Moving along with my agenda just quickly, at the Woodbridge Community Center, memberships are available. You can stop by guest services or call them at 732-596-4170. You could stop by at any time and get a tour of the facility to see it for yourself. There is something there from birth all the way through seniors like me. There's great things to do there. A second interesting thing going on at our community center is a special program called Try Hockey for Free. It is Saturday, November 12th for ages 4 to 9, and you can check it out at a website. It's pretty easy to remember, tryhockeyforfree, all one word.com. So again, that's November 12th, but you got to go to that website to register. All the activities that we have at the community center, including roller skating, ice skating, swimming, and again from childhood to adults, you can capture it all at njwcc.com. That would represent New Jersey Woodbridge Community Center.com. Wonderful things going on there, and I strongly suggest that you stop by. And finally, Director Green, great job with the open house at our health center a week or so ago. I can't remember now. I'm 61. I forget stuff, but I know there was good things going on. Excuse me, there was good things going on there. That's all I have, Council President.
Thank you. And just to piggyback on all that great stuff going on at the Woodbridge Community Center, in Councilman Anderson's absence, he asked me to report that they had a wonderful, successful Taste of Woodbridge event there last Friday night, with over 650 people that came out and over 20 vendors. So thank you very much for all your hard work. I guess it was another success, which it usually is, so thank you. Councilwoman Meade?
Thank you, Council President. My agenda is in order. I just have 2 announcements for upcoming events.
for next weekend. In Colonia, the Colonia business community will be hosting our 3rd annual Turkey Trot down Inman Avenue. It'll take off at 1 o'clock from School 21. We'll parade down Inman Avenue down to the Evergreen Center, where we'll have hay rides, crafts, pumpkin painting, lots of stuff for the kids. We ask you to come down. The event is free. We do ask that you bring either a food basket or an item of food that we can put together for needy families in Woodbridge Township. It's a great time to start the season of giving, and there's a lot of families within our township that need some help this holiday. So we ask that you bring down some food. Even if you don't want to trot down the street with us, just come down and drop off some food. And then on Sunday, November 13th, Woodbridge Township will be celebrating our veterans. Our 10th annual Veterans Day Parade will march down Main Street at 1:30 and come down to Town Hall. We ask that you come out and support our veterans. It means a lot for them to walk down the street and see the community out there. So please come out and support them. And that's all I have this evening.
Thank you. Councilwoman De Jesus?
Thank you, Council President. Item number 6, Police Community Relations. Detective Sino and Detective Schlossberg were at Colonia High School today for a social awareness forum for the students that were concerned with the current situation with the police and the public. Tomorrow, Wednesday, November 2nd, they will be at Ross Street assisting the Student Council with their walk to the St. James Food Pantry. They will also be doing a presentation at Vantage Staffing in Avenel on safety tip for their workers regarding coming to and leaving work. On Thursday, November 3rd, they will be given a tour for School 21 of police headquarters, and they will also be given a presentation to the health department social workers on home visit safety tips. On Friday, November 11th, they will be reading to the students at School 25. On Monday, November 14th, they will be chaperoning a class trip with the Woodbridge High School students to the Holocaust Museum. And on Tuesday, November 15th, they will be reading at School 22 and School 9. They will also be at Woodbridge High School for their police interaction class. Item number 10, the Barron Art Center. The Barron Art Center is getting ready for their holiday season. They're setting up their annual holiday model train show, which the public can view from November 26th through December 3rd. And the Township Holiday Tree Lighting and the train show reception will be on Friday evening, December 2nd from 5 to 7. I was asked that if any groups want to do a special trip for after-hours viewing of the holiday train show, they can call 732-634-0413. And I want item number 12 added to my agenda, the Free Public Libraries of Woodbridge. I have a couple of announcements regarding our libraries. The library will be hosting community conversations. Library Development Solutions will be holding community conversations to discuss the future of Woodbridge Public Library. Conversations are open to the public and will be held on the following dates. The Island Branch Library will be Monday, November 7th at 7 p.m. The Henry Inman Branch Library will be Thursday, November 17th at 2 p.m. Ford's Branch Library will be Tuesday, November 29th at 7 p.m. And the main library will have 2 dates, Thursday, December 8th at 2 p.m. and Monday, December 12th at 7 p.m. And at this point, I would like to welcome the Scouts who are here working on their merit badge requirement. They are, I believe, from Ford's. So I just want to congratulate the young men for being here, learning more about the local government, and thank you for bringing them over here. So welcome. And any questions that you may have, I think we're open at the end of the meeting to answer. Thank you. Thank you, Madam President.
We had the Cub Scouts here last meeting, or the meeting before, and we followed up with the troop leader, and they gave us some dates to be able to come to one of their scout meetings to, answer any further questions that they may have. So if you'd like to do that as well, we'd be more than happy to accommodate you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Councilman Spiller?
Thank you, Council President. Item number 2 on my agenda, I just wanted to give an update on Avenel Arts Village. Work's really starting to move along there. There's a total of 10 buildings that are either framed or have the foundations poured. New scenic landscaping greets the commuters on the New Jersey Transit line as the train rides along the property line from the train station to the rear of the property. Looks really nice. Station Village now has approximately 150 employees on site supporting our local businesses. For details on leasing for both residential and commercial, visit www.stationvillage.com. Item number 9, congratulations to the Avenel Fire Department and Port Reading Fire Department, who recently both had dedications. Father Dave of St. Andrews blessed the new engine at Chief's Trucks at Avenel, and Father Smith of St. Anthony's blessed the newly renovated firehouse at Port Reading Fire and First Aid Squad. Please hold all other items. Just a few announcements. Excuse me. St. Anthony's has asked me to announce their Thanksgiving Interfaith Service, which will be held on Tuesday, November 22nd at 7:30 at the church. Our next meeting is the 22nd. That's why I bring it up now. Very important, next Tuesday is Election Day. Please get out and exercise your right to vote. This year is a presidential election as well as several local elections. We have the 4th Ward Council election as well as 3 candidates vying for the school board. You can watch the school board candidates from the Board of Education Candidates Night, which will be airing on TV 35. Broadcast times are Wednesday, November 2nd at 9:30 a.m., Friday, November 4th at 11 a.m. and 9 p.m., Saturday, November 5th, 9:30 a.m. and 5 p.m., and Sunday, November 6th, at 9:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. And lastly, because it happens before our next meeting, I just want to say Happy Veterans Day. Thank you to all our veterans for your service. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Patel?
Yeah, thank you, Council President. I think my agenda is in order. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Welch?
Thank you, Madam President. Under number 1, letter A, the person-to-person transfer for Tilted Kilt will be before you on November 22nd for approval. This will be replacing the Pizzeria Uno on Route 1 in the Middle Park Terrace section of the township. Letter B is on hold, continues under investigation by the police department. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are standard. On number 7, elections. Councilman Spiller just alluded to the election next week. I just shared with everybody a report in the last couple of days. We had an amazing turnout of newly registered voters. It puts us over 60,000 registered voters now in Woodbridge Township for this coming election. It's very important, though, that the voters are going to bring their sample ballots to the polls, because often they go to the wrong location. And if you have your sample ballot with you, it'll clearly tell you where you should be going. And those ballots, by state law, are mailed out tomorrow. It's the Wednesday preceding the election. So I just want to make note of that. Again, especially for the people, the voters of Hope Lawn who used to vote at the Hope Lawn VFW, they're moving over. They've moved already to the Hope Lawn Firehouse, but they're not always active every year. But it's a presidential election, so be guided accordingly. And the same thing with those who vote at the Charles Molnar Community Center. In the past, they were switched last year to the rec center over at Warren Park while we build the new Delina Manor and the new Jacobs Landing. That's all I have under elections. I believe Councilwoman DeJesus wanted to mention something.
Yes, I would just like to remind our residents in Spanish to go out and vote November 8th. Quiero recordarles a nuestros residentes de Woodbridge Township que noviembre 8 es un día de elecciones, que por favor salgan y ejercen su derecho al voto. Votamos por el presidente y aquí estamos votando por el concejal de la Ward número 4, Bill Patel, es uno de los que está corriendo, y the Board of Education también tiene, hay voto para ellos, hay 3 que están corriendo para la Junta de Educación. Así que por favor quiero recordarles que ejercen su voto noviembre 8, martes, salgan a votar, no se olviden. Gracias.
Thank you. The last item I have, Madam President, under number 8, best practices, just look for communication from my office. We'll be setting up the annual meeting with the board. That's all I have.
Mr. Landolfi?
Thank you, Council President. Before I start, I'd also like to welcome the scouts we have in attendance tonight and thank them for participating. It's always great to see the youth involved in scouting and the leader for taking the time to do what you have to do with them and to bring them here this evening and hopefully learn something this evening about how local government works. So it's good to see you here.
Thank you.
On to my agenda, and quickly. We're going to have a renewal of a shared service agreement with Avenel Board of Fire Commissioners for county services, have an amendment to our ordinance that governs our sanitary sewers, and that'll just basically be to clarify some language. I'm going to give a safety report at the next meeting, and let me brief you very quickly on what it's going to be. You know that we obtain our property casualty insurance through a joint insurance fund. A new requirement of the joint insurance fund's safety incentive program, SIP, is that on a yearly basis, we give a safety report to council, advise them of what activities we've taken, what losses we have, what our loss accident ratio is, and some things like that. I'll do that next meeting. I know it's right before Thanksgiving, so in recognition of that, I'll try to do it quickly. It is a requirement, but I think you'll find it informative because we're very aggressive in the way we pursue safety with our operating department. So I will have that report next meeting. We'll have a retainer agreement for Software Realty, 2 award of contracts, one for pickup trucks, the other for a transducer for a wastewater plant. I have 3 housekeeping items: a tax overpayment, sewer overpayment, a parking refund. That's all I have, Council President.
Thank you. Deputy Director Niski.
Thank you, Council President. I have nothing on my agenda.
Director Green.
Thank you, Council President. I have just one item tonight. It's a proposed ordinance entitled Establishments That Sell Electronic Smoking Devices. And in short, that ordinance is a way to license establishments that sell electronic smoking devices. The funds collected from licensing of those establishments will be used to fund the maintenance of a tobacco HSL program and also used to fund smoke cessation, prevention, and control programs. Thank you, Council President.
Director Smolka.
Nothing this evening. Thank you, Council President.
Director Levesky.
Thank you, Council President. Just our standard bi-weekly refund. Thank you.
Director Henry.
Thank you, Council President. We have a proposal for rehab of Woodbridge Public Library pedestrian ramp with Matrix New World Engineering Incorporated and just our normal bond releases. Thank you.
Nothing
this evening, Council